All right, so this one says Candace Owens mops the floor with Nancy Pelosi, and she didn't see this coming. So let's get into it. Y'all already know, man. Candace Owens gets it in. Shit, can't nobody mess with her.
The truth is that this is all by Democrat design. Our inner cities are all by Democrat design. Like Chicago, like Baltimore, and like Detroit, they have been run by Democrats for decades. We have been made to believe that the conditions in our cities are normal. We're supposed to turn a blind eye to the corruption, to the crime, to the gangs, and instead focus on what our media deems of more importance. We are instead told that we should be focusing on white people. We're supposed to be reactive and angry and fearful about white supremacy, when in fact, it is liberal supremacy that is harming our communities.
She is serious, man. I'd be surprised if she doesn't run for office, for real. Like right after she has her baby and whatnot, she probably run while she's pregnant. I don't know. I don't know.
I say this all the time. You show me a neighborhood where there are liberal policies that reign supreme, and I will show you a neighborhood where Black Americans are struggling in this country. For decades, we have been disrespected by the Democrats. We have empowered their party, lined the pocket of their politicians, and we have gotten positively nothing in return for our blind allegiance and faithfulness. I've recently begun to immerse myself, as I told you all yesterday, in old videos and interviews of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I came across an interview of him from 1964, where he was underscoring the problems that were in Black America at that time, and here's what he mentioned. I will quote: school dropouts, crime rates, illegitimacy, rioting, and other social evils, end quote. I find that list to be really interesting because he spoke that list 55 years ago. And yet today, across all of those categories, we not only have the exact same problems, but the problems have worsened.
Gotten worse. Gotten worse. How is that even possible? You think that all the good stuff that he was fighting for would be the things that are getting better. Well, they are. People, I'm not going to say they aren't. I'm not going to say they are. Because because of what he stood for and many other people who were like-minded like he was back in those times stood for, and they fought for and they died for. That's the only reason why we are friends now. That's the only reason why you guys support the channel. You supply me with great information to go check out. That's why Candace Owens is who she is and at the level that she is right now because of what was fought for. So the good definitely stepped up, but the bad, it also stepped up. So everything's stepping up at the same time, and it's almost like it's racing to a finish line. And the one that is fed the most, the monster that we feed the most, is going to be the one that wins. And that's why Candace Owens is important, because what she's talking about is doing whatever we can possibly do not to feed that monster on the side that is going to do nothing but wreak havoc for myself, you all, and your families, and the future of this nation. So that's exactly what she's saying.
We not only have the exact same problems, but the problems have worsened.
Gotten bad.
How is that possible? How is that possible in a society that has experienced so much social progress that we are seeing a decline in the Black community? The statistics of illegitimacy, crime rates, and illiteracy have worsened since the time of segregation and Jim Crow. In that same interview, Dr. King said something that I thought was timeless. He said, "It is both socially and morally suicidal to continue a pattern of deploring effects while failing to come to grip with its causes."
Let's go.
This is reminiscent of Albert Einstein's famed quote: "Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results."
I hear that all the time. You want change? Then change something. You want better? Then do better. You want more? Then go get more. Do more. Insanity is wanting things to change, but doing the same thing. Nah, things ain't going to change if you just sitting there hoping and wishing and praying. Bible says prayer without works is dead. So if this prayer is without works, then it's a wish. It's a hope. You have no faith in your own being, your own capacity, your own abilities. So Yeah, I like this. I like this. Okay.
Is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. While neither of them could have been possibly speaking to the predicament that we are in today, their words are timeless because for the last 6 decades, Black America has found itself in a rhythm of insanity, voting for the same party over and over again and expecting different results. It is, in my opinion, both socially and morally suicidal that we continue this pattern. Democrats have looked at us in the face and they have sold us worthlessness. They have told us that we cannot, that we need more government assistance, more handouts. We handed them power, and in return, they further diminished our sense of pride, the most important thing that we had, our sense of pride. We allowed their governments to victimize us through the expansion of welfare policies. We allowed them, most importantly, to remove the fathers from our homes, removing the backbone of our families. They knew, the Democrats knew that without stable households, our children would pursue that paternity elsewhere. They knew that our children would run to the streets. They knew that our youth would grow up and begin to mirror themselves after rappers and basketball players rather than men of high intellect and values and more attainable goals.
She ain't BSing on that. When we were younger, we wanted to be a sports. We wanted to be a professional athlete, or we wanted to be an entertainer. Professional athlete or entertainer. Oh, no. I forgot. Or a dope boy. It's three. It's 3 things. We want to be one of the dope boys around there with all the cars, all the girls, all the clothes. And all it took was for one of them to say, hey, shorty, hey, youngin', ride to the store with me right quick. I got you. Buy you some shoes or something. Give you a little sip of the life. Let you know how I feel to ride, you know what I mean, in a nice car without fear, because he got a gun. And he's showing us how to move without any type of fear of anyone. And then entertainment. I always wanted to be an entertainer. You know what I mean? I didn't have a father that was showing me what to do, what not to do. I had to figure that part out. My mother, she wasn't in the home either. I had my guardian who was raising me, but was never there because she was working at night. You know what I mean? Like really low wages at night. But we still got the check. We still got the handout. You know what I mean? But that right there is a double-edged sword, because it's one of them things, like, and I understand when people who are from where I'm from see me checking out the content that I check out, and they start throwing daggers and saying little slick things, I expect it, because to them, I am defending people who want to take away from them resources, money, what we call handouts, welfare, healthcare, those type of things, free housing, free, the ability to get ahead. You know what I mean? If you go to a school and you get selected before anyone else, affirmative action. You know what I mean? In their eyes, I am a part of the people who are trying to take away from them. But what they don't understand is that they are being crippled by these things, these policies, these people. They don't understand the back end, the back end deals that are being made on their heads. They understand that their right to get an abortion has always been a plan against them the entire time. They don't understand that. So it becomes a heavy issue. So that's why, honestly, I'm starting to really appreciate people like Candace, because it seems like she's fearless. It seems like she does not care about the daggers that come her way. She don't care about the fight that comes her way. She's ready to do it. Knuckle up. She don't care. And she does it respectfully. She does it intellectually. And she matches their energy. Like, she don't back down from anyone. And I love that. You know what I mean? I think that's
men of high intellect and values and more attainable goals. Their media took away the Jeffersons, they took away the Winslows, they took away the Huxtables, and they gave us love and hip hop. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were resetting our goals. But what they did...
That's true. That is true. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it. Yeah, I know I like to talk, but I ain't about to talk. I'm not about to talk. I'm not. I promise you I'm not.
what they were doing. They were resetting our goals.
It's resetting.
But what they didn't know, what they could have never predicted, was that we might wake up to it one day. In 2015, when a man with crazy hair and a beautiful wife came down the escalator at Trump Tower, we were at the beginning of a shift, and I'll tell you honestly, I wasn't sure about him. I wasn't sure when he first came down the escalator. I said, isn't that the guy that says, you're fired? Is he really running for president? But then an incredible moment happened. In August of 2016 in Michigan, everything changed for me when that same man did something that I believe will forever be recorded in Black history as a turning point for our community. That Republican candidate got on stage, he boldly looked Black America straight in the face, and he asked us, what do you have to lose?
And that's unfortunate because that when he said that, that came off ridiculous. That came off far more disrespectful in the when urban community heard that. What do you have to lose? It's almost like say you're already at the bottom of the bottom. You're the worst of the worst. Well, I mean, pick me. I mean, you can't pick anybody else. It came off to a lot of people who didn't understand him as, wow, dude, you gonna talk? You gonna throw dirt on us like that? That's how it came off. That's how it came off. Not understanding that vote for me. If you don't vote for me, you're not Black was far more disrespectful. But a lot of people were still looking at the person that said, if you don't vote for me, you're not Black, represents the party that's always giving us stuff. So they can't mean any harm by saying that. But the gentleman who says, what do you got to lose? You know what I mean? They didn't hear the rest of it. They just heard that narrative they heard the spin over and over and over again. I know y'all heard of hip hop, where rap music, they like to use a lot of samples from older music. They like to use something from one of the guitars, one of the saxophones, or someone singing a part, and they'll just speed it up so it can have the chipmunk sound to it. And they'll spin it in a way where they can mix it in and drop a 808 and a boom bap on it and turn it into a hip hop song. Well, whenever something comes from the right, it's presented to the urban community from the left. So the left presents whatever they want the urban community to hear that came from the right. And when they hear what Trump said about what do you have to lose, they spin it. They spin it so sweet that they know it's going to touch the ears and the hatred that they looking for the dark side. They want you to hate this information that we're about to give you about Trump. So they spin it so well, and like a DJ on turntables, they spin it very well. And now there's vitriol. And now people won't even go over to Fox to hear what they have to say. All they hear is the spin. So when I tell y'all that a lot of the stuff that I'm learning right now is literally the very first time that I'm hearing this, and the great majority of the reactors that you're checking out right now, that you're growing to love and appreciate for their journey that they are also on, this is our first time hearing this. I'm telling you, not from the side that told it to us directly. We're from the side that spun it, and it's crazy. So again, that's why I'm appreciative of this side that I'm hearing.
You have to lose. The courage of that moment, the courage for a man to challenge us to look around at our communities and to just acknowledge it, to be real, to be honest with ourselves, to acknowledge the filth of our communities and our inner cities, to acknowledge the state of our broken culture, our broken school system. He forced us to stop accepting excuses. Every single person that is standing in this room stands here because at some point we had the courage to set our pride aside and to realize that for the first time in decades, we had somebody who was telling us the truth. And he just kept on telling it all around the country, dropping bars. Honestly, Trump might be my favorite rapper right now.
Yeah. And that's because people from the inside started not liking him too, because they like, dude, you're telling everything. He's like, I don't care. I'm trying to get things done. You got something to hide? Then go somewhere. You can kiss my black butt. Huh? I made up that last part. He ain't never tell nobody to kiss his black butt. At least I don't know. Allegedly. I never heard him say anything like that.
Favorite moment of his campaign was he said, only Rosie O'Donnell. Only Rosie O'Donnell. Only our 45th president, Donald J. Trump, and I'm going to tell you what I love about him. I get that question all the time, Candace. What do you love about Donald Trump? What I love about Donald Trump most is his audacity. The audacity that it took to stand up and look Black America in the eye. The audacity that it takes to call out these crooked Black Democrat politicians that have received billions, billions in aid from our government and effectively stolen it from the struggling cities that they represent. The audacity to call out Elijah Cummings. The audacity to call out Maxine Waters, who lives, by the way, in a $6 million home outside of her own district.
Maxine? Auntie Maxine, the one that gets upset with everybody and first one to set him down with something slick out her mouth, huh? Auntie Maxine living in a $6 million house? Sheesh. I should have gone into politics. How come nobody told me, Lord? How come nobody told me? I would have started early. I point my thumb, buying myself a suit. I would have cut off my mustache. I didn't know Maxine.
Dollar home outside of her own district. President Donald Trump has both the spine and the audacity to save Black America.
There you go. He has both the audacity and the spine to save Black America. I want to hear what you all have to say about this in the comments below. Please make sure you share it and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and the like again before you leave about the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van. Now we are all the LFR family. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing, man. Y'all have been amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. See y'all next time. Love you. Bye.